9, exactly, on the dot. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is happy. I hope everyone is fine. I hope everyone is well. It is a great morning. It is wonderful. I just come from a beautiful lesson with our colleagues from grade 5. Yes, they've also come and joined you guys decide by fractions now, because it's part of the work that needs to be covered for this term to move in. So I hope everyone is okay and all right and as excited about the lesson that we're going to have today. I hope everyone is excited about the lesson we're going to have today. We're looking at division and multiplication of fractions. That's what we're looking at, right? And above and beyond that, we're just trying to figure out everything. It's, I think, one of the last things we're going to do with fractions. I think as tomorrow, we might go back to comparing fractions. I had planned for us to do word problems, but because it was a problem, I want us to cover it so we can not see it again in our lives. But as I always say, guys, please contact me either through my Twitter or my email address. And if you have any problem, you can speak to me through those channels. And then we will see how we move on from that. Please make sure that your audios are off, because that certain people's audios can be on and can be problematic to the lesson. So let's make sure audios are off, video is also off, and then when you need to speak to me, I will unmute you, as you know how we work together. Right. So we're speaking about multiplication and division of fractions. So I want to ask a very simple question. How do we multiply fractions? How do we divide fractions? What is it to, what do we mean when we're multiplying and dividing fractions? Because, you know, there are many different theories. What do you guys feel is it when we say that we're multiplying and we're dividing fractions? What are we doing? What are we actually doing when we're multiplying and dividing fractions? What are we doing? What are we doing when we're multiplying and dividing fractions? What are we necessarily doing?
Hello, Sam.
How are you?
Fine, thanks. And you, Sam?
I'm good. So what are we doing when we're multiplying and dividing fractions?
Sir, I think when we multiply and divide fractions, we are trying to get our answer that we need for to answer that we need.
All right. All right, that's awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. Who else has who else has a another idea? Some say we use the LCD, we use the LCM. All right, let's go in. Let's go in. Let's go in. Let's start. When we're multiplying and dividing fractions, I want to start with dividing fractions. Write this down, guys. One thing that we must know is that a fraction is a division of itself, right? So write this down somewhere, that a fraction is actually, if we're looking at 4/5, in a linear form, right? This is what 4/5 is. So it's very difficult to divide something that is already in a division process. That's why it's not, there's nothing wrong in double division, but we have a problem because now we're saying, okay, 4 divided by 5, and so the process requires you that you're always going to multiply. That's why certain people see that multiplication and division of fractions are the same thing. So certain people believe that multiplication and division of fraction are the same thing. The only difference is that if we're dealing with the same question here, right, in division of fractions, the one part of the fraction you're going to flip and change, right? But in multiplication, direct multiplication, you multiply the top with the numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator. We don't find LCM. We don't look for LCD. Simple as that. And then after we do the flip and change, then isn't it? Look, let's go to the flip and change part. Who can tell us what is the difference between this one and this one? By a show of hands, who can tell us what is the difference between this fraction over here and the fraction down there? Who can tell us? 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 Hello?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
I'm excellent. What is the difference between the top fraction and the bottom fraction?
Because the one is a denominator and the top one is a numerator.
So they swapped. The numerator
Yes,
and
sir.
denominator swapped. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes, that is the difference. Is that in a division sum, the fraction on the right, the denominator and numerator change place. Right? Right. This is in a division. So they change place. Why? Because we are changing the sign. We're not going to divide, we're going to multiply. But we're going to change place. The numerator and denominator are going to change place. Once they've changed place, then we multiply. But when it comes to multiplication of fractions, we just multiply. Numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator, everyone goes home happy. So when it comes to multiplication, direct multiplication, it's numerator multiplied by numerator, denominator multiplied by denominator, we get a straight answer. When it comes to division, we write it out, then we're changing the sign, then we change that the denominator becomes the numerator and the numerator becomes the denominator of the fraction on the right. Then we multiply numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator, then we get an answer. Then we go into something called simplifying. But now having that into mind, I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to write this down. Or let me give you guys 3 minutes to write this down. 3 full minutes to write this down. Write down both what's this? Both sums. Then we go into the nitty-gritties. We get into the work of it. We get into the work. Fractions. It forever. We'll do a sum like that. So once you've understood it, it becomes, it's set. You understand it forever. You understand it forever. You don't need to wander around. So you have 1 minute, 30 seconds left. 1 minute, 30 seconds left. 1 minute, 30 seconds left. 1 full minute, 30 seconds left. 1 full minute, 30 seconds left. One minute remaining. 1 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 minute remaining. I see a hands are raised. Let me take them.
Hi,
Hello,
sir.
how are you?
Fine, thank you, sir.
I am fantastic. Your question is?
Uh, sir, sorry I was late. Can you please re-explain?
No problem. I will re-explain as we go along.
Hello, Sam.
How are
Hello,
you?
sir. Hello, sir. Hello.
Okay, let's just do
Hello.
this. Let me answer one at a time. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks, and you, sir?
I'm good. You had your hand raised.
No, sir, I didn't have a question.
Okay, it's fine. Awesome. What am I doing? All right. Everyone seems covered. Since there are no questions left, seems everyone is covered. Oh, here's a question. Here's a question, and then I move on.
Sir, so
Yes,
how do we get our numerators to be the denominators?
you
And
flip it.
and yes, sir, but then how can you get your answer? Because I need the biggest explanation that I could get just to understand.
Okay, no problem. No problem at all. No problem. No problem. Are we done? 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 Okay, good. As long as we're done, then I'm happy. Right. I'll start with multiplication, right? And I'll go and explain division. Right. Multiplication, very simple. You multiply the numerators, denominator, denominator. Get the final answer. 4 times 4 is what? 16. 6 times 7 is what? 42. Then you ask yourself, you see, if normally I ask myself a question, what number can divide both 16 and 42? They're both even numbers, right? So I use what? 2. What's 16 divided by 2? It's 8. What is 42 divided by 2? 21. Then that's my final answer. That's my answer fully simplified. I come here. I change this first a improper. 2 times 5 plus 3. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 over 5 multiplied by 3 over 4. Top with top, bottom with bottom. 13 times 3 is 39. 5 times 4 is 20. Then I have my answer of 39 over 20. Then I change this. How many times does 20 go into 39 once? What is left to get me to the 39? 19. So it's 19 over 20. Very easy. Just remember that when you're multiplying fractions, numerator multiply numerator, denominator multiply denominator. Any questions in relation to this? Because now I'm going to the dreaded friend of ours named a named a what's this division? Hello.
Hello, please can you re-explain the whole thing? I didn't understand it all.
All right, no problem. Right. So we're multiplying fractions, right? We're multiplying fractions. And in multiplying fractions, it's not where we're going to need an LCD or an LCM. What we do when multiplying fractions is that we are multiplying numerator with numerator, right? And denominator with denominator. That's what we do. So I said it is 4 times 4 gives us what? 16. 6 times 7 gives us what? 42. Then I said, because 16 over 42 can become a smaller fraction. You know, when you simplify, you are decreasing the fraction into its lowest form to say, what is the lowest form that this fraction can be? And I said that right now, 16 and 42 are divisible by something, which is what? 2. Why? They are both even numbers. These two are easily divisible by something. Why? Because they are both even numbers. And because they are both even numbers, I said 16 divided by 2 is 8 and 42 divided by 2 is 21. Same story here. I changed this into a what? Into an improper fraction. After changing this into an improper fraction, right? 2 times 5 is 10 plus 3 is 13. I have 13 over 5 multiplied by 3 over 4. I multiply, guys. Numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator. Then I have 13 times 3 is 39. 5 times 4 is 20. Then I change this back into a mixed fraction. How many times does 20 go into 39? Once. And I put the 20 here. What is left for me to change to 39? 19. Done. That's what you do. That's why I said it is numerator multiplied by numerator, denominator multiplied by denominator. Are there any questions again in relation to this? Is there anyone confused in relation to this? Does anyone have a question into relation to this? That's why I said what's key to remember is that you're multiplying the numerator, denominator, denominator, denominator. Not much changes. All you're doing is just you're going to multiply. After that, put the fraction in its lowest form. So all improper fractions become mixed. Every improper fraction that is an answer becomes mixed. Every single one becomes a mixed fraction. Right. So are there any questions? Do we have any question? Does anyone have a question? Any questions? Are there any questions? Are there any questions? I'll answer them one by one. Hello?
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Fine and you, sir?
I'm good. What is your question?
Sir, do you get these from a book, sir?
Not really.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Why? What's wrong?
No, I thought that you got these sums from a certain book.
Okay, no. Not really. I think about what I want you guys to understand. Then I pattern my questions that way because I don't want to narrow it down always. Right. Hello.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Fine, thanks, and you, sir.
I'm good. What question do you have for us?
Sir, I don't understand the sum with the improper fraction.
Okay, what don't you understand? Let's do it together. What don't you understand?
Sir, I don't understand how are you supposed to get your answer?
Okay. Do you know how to convert the mixed into an improper fraction?
No, sir.
Okay. So when we are changing a mix to an improper fraction, we multiply the 2 times 5 and then we add with the top. So multiply with the bottom, add with the top. So it's 2 times 5 plus 3 gives me what?
Yes,
I take this fraction the way it is, and I take this fraction the way it is, and I multiply them. Numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator. 13 times 3 gives me 39. 5 times 4 gives me 20. All in all, I have 119 over. Then I get an answer of 39 over 20. Then I convert it back. Remember, we said that if I had to multiply the what's this the mixed with the what's this the whole with the denominator. I'm going to also divide here to get it back, right?
yes,
So I'm going to add 20 into 39 because I'm in times. One time. The denominator will remain the same always. Oh? And then I know to say, if I say 1 times 20, I have 20. So what must I add to 20 to get to 39?
you have
What
to add. You have to add. You have to add.
what? What must I
To,
add to 20 to get to 39?
you have to add 19.
Then that's my final answer. Then that is my final answer. So do you get it now?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. 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 See, we have a lot of questions. It's good. Hello. 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 Right. All right. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. Right. If that's it, let me go to the next part, division. Right. So, as I said, step 1, please write this down. Align the fractions next to each other. So put the fractions next to each other. Step 2, we multiplied numerators with numerators, denominators, denominators. 3 times 6 is 18. 8 times 10 is 80. Then you just simplify the fraction. So you put it in its lowest form. So I asked myself, what can I divide these 2 by? This one I can divide it by 2. This one I can divide it by 2. So 18 divided by 2 is 9. What's this? 80 divided by 2 is 40. Then we're done. So please write this down quickly. I'll give you guys 3 minutes to write it down. We must be quick because we still have to cover division and also still have to cover. I'll give you 2 minutes actually to write it down. We still also need to do some sums, but then we can also lap this over into tomorrow. Lap this into tomorrow. I know it's completely new content, but I wanted us to cover fractions completely. until the point where we fully understand and are able to do them properly. One minute, 30 seconds left. One minute, 30 seconds left. One minute, 30 seconds left. Write this down. If you are done, tell me in the chat that you are done writing. Awesome. I see people are being quick and attentive. Awesome. Awesome. 10 seconds left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. So all you needed to do was write this down. The steps of multiplication of fractions. Steps of multiplication of fractions. Right. Let us go now. Can I have three more people to tell me that they're done? Writing down the steps of this, having all of this down, so that I can move on to the next one, which is division. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Good. Hello. All right, fine. Let's go into division. So, guys, let's listen very attentively. When we're dividing fractions, we first change the sign. When dividing fractions, you change the sign. The sign must be changed to multiplication, but you can't just change the sign without changing the question a bit. You can't just turn that division into a multiplication without changing it a bit. So what must happen is that this needs to change into this. And when this changes into this fraction over here, this one over here, also changes and changes into that. How? I write 4/5, right? And then I say, okay, I don't divide fractions. What? We multiply times. Then now, because it was 5/7, you flip it and becomes what? 7/5. As 5/7, you flip it, it becomes 7/5. Then you continue with the way that you're going to continue if it was multiplication. Numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator. 4 times 7 is what? 42. 5 times 5 is 25. Then I ask myself, improper, I must change it into mixed. 25 into 42 goes how many times? Once. The denominator stays the same as 25. What was left in order for me to get to 42? 17. So my answer was 1/17/25. Same story here. I changed this into what? An improper. 2 times 3 is equal to what? 6 plus 2, it's 8. Then I say, this needs to change into this. So I change this into what? A multiplication. The half changes to what? 2 over 1. Then I say, numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator. 8 times 2 is 16. 3 times 1 is 3. Then I ask, how many times does 3 go into 16? 4 times. Then I say that it is 2 left to get me to 16. So it's 4, 2 over 3. Are there any questions in relation to division? Are there any questions in relation to division? Are there any questions in relation to division? If we understand, we can put, I understand in the chat. If you don't, I'll re-explain. If you don't, I'll re-explain. But if you understand, I will try my best to re-explain again. All right. How many people understand? Can I just get a notification of how many people understand? How many people do understand? I hope you guys can hear me. I hope I'm loud enough. I hope I'm loud enough. Let's do this. Because of time. Let's do this. All right. Write this down quickly. All of this, write it down quickly. I know how best to explain. Write it down quickly. I have a plan. Write it down. I'll give you guys 2 minutes to write down these sums. Quickly write them down. And then I'm going to have you guys write down the steps. And then I'm going to explain. And I'm going to explain in a very nice way that's going to help everyone. Write this down. And then I'm going to, please write this down, screenshot. Remember, I also told you guys about screenshotting, screen grabbing, all of that. Please, you have some time left. The screenshotting, the screen grabbing, there's all of that. So quickly, write that down. Finish it and write it down as quick as possible. As quick as possible. As quick as possible. Write this down as quick as possible, and then I'm going to use a way of explaining that I once did some time ago. So write this down. I hope we are clear on that. Write that down. 40 seconds left. Quickly write this down. We'll go to the next step, and then I'm going to explain to you guys in a nicer, more understanding way. 10 seconds left. Please tell me if you are done writing it down so we can move on to the next slide. 10 seconds left. All right. We have a mistake here. 4 times 7 is actually 28, but it's fine. Please ignore this one here completely. Ignore this one here, but 4 times 7 is actually, let's do this. I did not see this. I thought I was multiplying with 6. Let me go here. So let's move this. 4 times 7 here is actually 28. So my final answer would be, just quickly correct it. 1, thank you guys for alerting me. 25, and then it would be 3 over here. But that's the only thing. Just quickly correct this, and then we'll go into the next thing. Just quickly change that. I'll give you 10 seconds to do it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. 4 times 7 is 28. So just change that. Right. Next. Quickly write this down. Quickly write this down. Quickly write this down. So I can explain to you guys. So I can take my time in explaining to you guys. I'll give you 2 minutes to a minute, 2 minutes to write, 2 minutes to write it down. Quickly write this down so I can take my time explaining to you guys this. Quickly write it down. So I'll explain while you are writing. You have 12 over 6 divided by 3 over 2. We don't divide fractions, we only multiply. So 12 over 6 multiplied by, we change it, multiplied by what? 2 over 3. The denominator becomes the numerator becomes the denominator. Then we multiply numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator. 12 times 2 is 24, 6 times 3 is 18. Then I ask myself the question, what can divide both of them? They are both even, so I can multiply them both by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 12. 24 divided by 2 is 12. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Then I just change this into a mixed, which is 1, 9, 3 over 9, because 9 goes into 12 once, and there's 3 left in order to get it to 12. So it's 1, 3 over 9, which is 1, 1 over 3, because these are both divisible by 3. You can divide both of them by 3. But please write this down so I can explain to you this very simply and quickly. I just need a notification of who is done writing this down so I can actually go and explain this, because I have a few, I want to make sure that everything is fine. Please write this down. Quickly write this down. Quickly write this down. Quickly write this down. Who is done writing down? Please write this down as quick as possible. If you are using technology, screenshot, quickly write this down so I can explain division of fractions. Quickly write it down. Quickly write it down. Quickly write it down. Quickly write it down. Right. Quickly write it down. Who is done? Can you please alert me that if you're done? Please, I need just an alert of a few people who are done. Then we'll go to the next one. Who is done? Right. So I can explain. Who is done writing this down? Who has it with them? Who has it with them? Please screenshot, screen grab quickly, because time is going. Because time is going. All right. All right. Let me explain division quickly in the last 2 minutes that we have together. So, right. I have, hypothetically, 2 mixed, 2 2 over 3 divided by 1. What's this? 1, 2 over 4. Then I change these into improper. 2 times 3 plus 2 is 7. 7 over 3. Right? Multiplied by 1 times 4 plus 2 is 6 over 4. Then all, oh, sorry. I made a big mistake. What's happening now? There we go. It erased. Right? I said it was what? 2 over 4. Then I said that I have what? 7 over 3 divided by 6 over 4. I change this into a multiplication. I get what? 7 over 3 multiplied by 4 over 6. We change this sign. Since we change this sign, the denominator becomes a numerator, the numerator becomes a denominator. Then I go, my next step says, numerator multiplied by numerator, denominator multiplied. 7 times 4 is what? 28. 28 all over 18. Then I say, change it into a mixed. It says, changing into a mixed says, 18 goes into 28 how many times? Once. Once. And then what is left to change it, to make it 28? It's what? Write this down now quickly. You have, our time's up. You have 1 minute just to quickly write this down. Quickly. What happened now? Yeah, Bella. Sorry, I think there's a something is going on here. That is not making sense. Let me just clear this up because it looks untidy. It's not doing what I wanted to do. Sorry, it just decided to malfunction. All right, because time is up and my PC just decided to do its own things. Take down, here is your homework, right? Tomorrow we're going to continue doing this again, right? So take down the homework. Tomorrow we're going to do this again. Take down the homework. Tomorrow we're going to do this again. Please take down the homework. Tomorrow we're going to do this again. Right. That's it. Take down number 1, number 2, and number 3. And then tomorrow we're going to do this again. Please do not worry if you don't get it. It's fine. So tomorrow we're going to do number 3. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. So please take down the homework, and then tomorrow we're going to do number 1, number 2. Please continue to be super. Thank you for attending the lesson. Yeah, we're going to do this again tomorrow. Go over it again tomorrow. Do more examples. Stay awesome. Stay fantastic. I love you all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.